another review for The Boys. As you can see, The Boys, season 4, episode 6, Dirty Business. And this episode was crazy for a particular reason. Well, two. But the most shocking one came at the end. Um, so basically, this episode picks up from where the previous episode left off, where Butcher and Joe are trying to get Shamir to create the virus, and they giving him some incentive to do so. They telling him like, "You look, if you do this for us, you'll never have to see us again. But you got to do this for us, man, because we need you to create the virus, and it need to be strong enough to kill Homelander." But the majority of this story comes from Huey, who's trying to, work through his grief about losing his father. They have to. They decide to infiltrate thanks to the with the help from A Train. They going to infiltrate Tet Knight's party. Tet Knight is hosting a party at his mansion, and the party features Newman, and it features not only Newman the Popper, but some of the Sevens in attendance. I think the only people that wasn't in attendance were the Deep and Black Noir. I guess who was officially called Black Noir 2. Speaking of which, we look at Black Noir 2 because him and the Deep had like the shortest part in the episode, if I remember. Basically, Black Noir is unsure about his role, and being the new dude who's playing Black Noir, he's unsure about his role, and he's thinking about leaving the Seven because he doesn't understand the role per se. He doesn't understand, how to be Black Noir. And the Deep is telling him, "Hey man, you gotta be violent. You gotta be this. You gotta be that." But Black Noir is sort of concerned. But the Deep seems like he kind of might have stopped, talked him off the ledge of quitting the Seven. But I don't know, maybe not, because Black Noir looked like he wasn't okay with what the things they was doing involved. But now with that out the way, we get back to the party, and basically they have to go meet this guy named Web Weaver. Web Weaver is God, I can't remember his name now. Web Weaver. I mean, not Web Weaver, but Web Weaver is I was trying to remember Huey. Huey is gonna go in disguised as Web Weaver, but they had to go get Web Weaver's costume, and Web Weaver is supposed to be the Boys Universe version of Spider-Man. Spider-Man he's more like the Tobey Maguire. In this sense, he's like, not only is he like the Spider-Man of their universe, but he's based on the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man, as he has his own organic webs. He doesn't need web shooters. He can make his webs just like that, but it is very disgusting where the webs come from. Obviously, it's the Boys, so yeah, they make it very disgusting where he shoots the webs from. Very disgusting. Like, I was like, yeah, I could have did without that visualizer. But Huey, they end up getting the way they had to get it, but they end up getting Web Weaver's costume, and it was like a funny scene between Web Weaver and MM, where I mean, it was just disgusting. They just say there was a scene where MM had to do something to Web Weaver, and Web Weaver, I think, sneezed, and Web hit MM's face. But you would have to see the episode to know why it's disgusting. I always do my boy MM dirty, But now that they got the costume, they go to the party, and Huey has to pretend to be Web Weaver and talk like Web Weaver, which, in comical fashion, almost get Huey's discovered. I mean, I think what Huey almost got discovered by Newman. Yeah, Newman almost discovered him. Several others almost discovered him, but they because of Web Weaver's scent and dirty costume, he that saved him, but not from Tech Knight. Tech Knight, they was worried about him the most because they said Tech Knight got like he got just like Homelander. He could smell your scent. He could hear your heartbeat. Like he could hear all this type of stuff. Part of his powers. Now, on top of that, on him being rich, I guess Tech Knight, you could say is basically like the Batman of the universe. Cause he's basically rich like Batman, but got a sadistic side. Turns out Tech Knight and Ashley, Tech Knight is Ashley's new dom, so to speak. It's a new person they do dominatrix stuff with, and man, what they and that's what they do to Huey, thinking he's Web Weaver, is super disgusting and crazy. Um, but Ted Knight knows some oddities, his heart rate or whatnot. And after it's all said and done, he said the people he said he said the other people gonna go come home and said have some fun with him too. But he want to have his own personal fun with him before that. But he wanted to test Web Weaver once again because he was like, because he noticed like Web Weaver didn't know his own safe word, and he kept trying to get Web Weaver to say his safe word, and he kept noticing that Huey's heart rate kept going up. So and with this, he finds out that Web Weaver is with Huey, and I'm trying to see what else happened. Oh, that he was like he's basically planning on torturing Huey before going to get Homelander and see if bring Homelander down here. But he tells Huey that he's going to get in good favor with them with Homelander, especially when Homelander find out that Huey's in here trying to infiltrate. But Huey would get saved by MM and Starlight and Kimiko, to which they were trying to torture him, but they realized he's a sadist, so he loves being tortured. So they said how you torture him, and I forgot to mention there was somebody else already down there, and he would break free his restraints and show them how to torture him by torturing by doing the one thing that he doesn't like doing, which is giving away his money. And they was giving that to different charities. They gave some money to Black Lives Matter, and he was really upset about it. He was like, no, don't do it. I was like, oh, you go to hell, Ted Knight. But yeah, it was a very good episode. But the surprise ending, like, I'm gonna save some stuff. Like, there was a scene with Sister Sage and MM, and this like hurt Homelander's presentation to the people. But basically, they found out that they was going to use. I guess Tet Knight got his own like prisons. He got a whole bunch of prisons, and because we found out that Tet Knight used to be his great grandparents used to be slave owners, and they also became one of the biggest prison. Basically, they went on from being slave owners to having a lot of prisons, and then they found out that what Homelander wants Tet Knight for, and my God, it's not good. So they get, but Tet Knight is dealt with in a very funny way that you got to see the episode to see why. But the shocking end to this episode is when we get back to Shamir and Butcher. And Shamir and Butcher are talking about getting him to make to make the virus, and that's just where we get the part where he was like, "Did you do it? You'll never see us again." And Samir says it is not that he can't do it, and they think he said he can't do it because he because of this because of that. But they like, look, man, if you just do this, I swear, no, that's not what I mean. I don't mean I can't do it. I mean I can't do it because the process to make it strong enough to kill Homelander uh, would cause the virus to evolve to something unstable. It would basically be evolved to something airborne, into where it would, and not only would it kill Homelander, it would kill every suit there is in the world, and it'd be like a global pandemic genocide. Basically, they basically said, you know what, and but for the boys, you know what that happened to us in real life, but for the boys, it'll be on that scale, and we find that's not the shocking part. The shocking part what came when it comes to if they're gonna put it should Joe and they'll push Samir to still make it, and Joe is all for making it, but Homelander is not because he doesn't want Ryan or and the other good the suits that actually are good to get hurt. But then he starts to hallucinate. He hallucinating Becca again, who is telling him not to do it. Like, this is not the way. You can find another way, but that is not the way. And Joe is telling him to do it. Becca's telling him to not to do it. And then something happens. I won't say what it is, but something happens to let you know that something that was happening from the beginning. Something that was happening from the beginning was basically happening the whole time. And what I can say about it was there was a lot that Butcher was hallucinating, and there was a lot that we got revealed to, like even like what happened to that the dude that was like the Mr. Fantastic of the universe who was choking Butcher. We even found out what happened to him. So yeah, that ending was crazy. I would give this episode just because it was good. I know I gave the last episode a 9, but this definitely was um a 8 out of 10 episode. It was pretty okay, and or okay, it was pretty good for the most part. But that ending made the ending just because of the fact that it made me go, oh yeah, I had to give it a 8. I would have given it a 9 or maybe even a 10, but it wasn't a 9 or 10 episode, but it was definitely an 8 out of 10 episode. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and if you enjoyed my review of the boys. You know what to do. You hit this button right there for all of my reviews. And if you enjoyed the video so much, you want to support the channel, all you gotta do, excuse me, just hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, and do all those great things because we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. And as always, hitting one of these videos with more of my amazing content, but they're going your way because got more coming your way. Peace.